Hey yo, what's poppin' everybody? And we're gonna be talking about Backlash. So in this Backlash review, I think this is my first ever review. So I'm gonna be going through the match by match. We had like how many matches? 5 matches. I believe we had one. Yeah, we actually have five. We had 5 matches, and then I really enjoyed this PLE, bro. I feel like when I streamed WrestleMania 42, like everything was just ads on top of ads. So I kind of like didn't really like that format that they used for WrestleMania. Wait. Yeah, I didn't like the format that they used for WrestleMania 42, and I like the fact that in this we got like a lot of like great wrestling. You know, I off the top of my head I remember Io Sky versus Oscar, which was a fantastic match. But before we get into any of those, I would love to start at the beginning with the first match of the night, which was Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. So this match went for a hella long minute. I think this was the longest match. Yeah. So this was the longest match of the night with 21 minutes and 26 seconds. I actually like the chemistry that they had. I like Seth Rollins' black attire. I'm kind of like loving he's not all goofy anymore, you know, with the all bright colors and stuff. You know, he's just keeping it simple. I actually I love the new look from Seth. And then we also got Braun Breaker coming in with Paul Heyman. Also, one thing I want to note, a side note, is Paul Heyman's wrestling mastermind. Like, I liked how he would advise Braun Breaker, like as a young superstar, like advising him, giving him advice. No, capitalize on Seth Rollins, do this, you know, which I feel like sometimes with having a manager on the side and then they just there to cause distractions, which I feel like Paul Heyman plays his role like as a manager, like to the T. I really like the chemistry between Seth and Braun Breaker. I remember this one time Seth hit like 3 suicide dives, I think, consistently, and then he hit another like suicide dive from the barricade coming in from the crowd, which was very neat. And then I actually like Braun Breaker's power game in this, like his strength. He played into like being a young veteran. I like how these matches were like kind of like a up and comer versus veteran type of feuds. You know, you got the first match, which is Braun Breaker and Seth. You had the match with Io and Oscar, which was like kind of like student master, and then you also had the veteran Sami Zayn and not Lily Adi and Trick Williams. So I actually enjoyed this match like a whole lot than I think they actually exceeded my expectations because this was the match that I was actually like looking forward to seeing, bro. I liked Braun Breaker doing the the Frankenstein. I think he actually did that like a couple of times, probably 4 times or 3 times in the match. And then there was a part where Seth was doing like power bomb to the apron, and then he tried to follow up with like he tried to follow up with like a pedigree, and then he kind of like botched it, but Braun Breaker immediately knew to actually counter, and then he hit a standing moonsault. Yeah, he hit a standing moonsault on Seth Rollins, which was kind of like pretty crazy because you could actually see the botch, but you like it's very like ignorable, you know. And then I really liked how after Braun Breaker tried to line up the spear from the outside, and then he was looking for that running spear, and then Seth Rollins came with like a beautiful super kick pull, a masterful super kick pull to Braun Breaker. And then it actually they had like a nice back and forth into the ring. I actually like the nice back and forth between them. And then Braun Breaker hit another what's those there's that move he hits from the outside of the ring to like the announce table where he jumps and leaps there. And then I really liked also how Seth countered when he was trying to do the stomp, but Braun Breaker got his head up. Seth actually like masterfully switched his game. Instead of going for the stomp, he went for like a knee, like a running knee sometime. And then you had Seth Rollins hitting that superplex, and this time trying to go to like the Falcon Arrow, got countered, and then Braun Breaker hit the Falcon Arrow to reverse the Seth Rollins sequence. And then we had that beautiful when Braun Breaker's lined up for like the spear, and then Seth Rollins just eats him with like the pedigree he always hits Roman Reigns with, you know, which was kind of like awesome. And then we got that interference by Paul Heyman, where and then we had that interference by Paul Heyman trying to distract Seth Rollins, and then Seth Rollins just immediately went to the outside, took the chair, because it's like he knew the vision is gonna come out, so he instantly went to the outside, took the chair, and well, there we go, shenanigans. Well, and then they Seth kind of like dealt with like the Vision, Austin Theory and Logan Paul. I was actually expecting Braun Breaker to come out, but we actually didn't get that, you know. And then Seth chased Logan Paul to the to the far entrance of the ring. And then he came in. As soon as he quickly came into the ring. Braun Breaker immediately hit the spear, but Seth Rollins would have just another beautiful kick out at 2.99 seconds. And then I really like how Braun Breaker this move they actually called the torpedo. I think it's a torpedo. It's called a torpedo spear. I think they should actually keep that name. I think it's actually a nice name for like a spear, or about torpedo spear. And then it's like that move where he runs from one rope to another rope, and then a spear. So I actually think that the match was kind of like a great match. I think if it wasn't for the Io Sky versus Oscar, I think it might have been the best match of the night. But I would love to believe, in my book, it's probably my personal favorite match, like at Backlash. Yeah, well. So I want us to move on to what's this? I want us to move on to the second match of the night. The second match of the night, which was Danhausen and Minihausen. That's what they called it. They called him, and then Wade Barrett just kept saying it, which was kind of just funny, bro, you know. And then versus the Miz and Keith Wilson. First thing I want to say, I really like the matching outfits from Keith Wilson and the Miz. I feel like they would actually make a great tag team, like especially with the tag team being dead at the moment. I feel like they would add a little bit of something. Give me R-Truth, Damien Priest versus Keith Wilson and the Miz for the tag team titles. I'm good. And then this match. So this match actually went for 11 minutes. I think this is like this is the shortest match of the night. It went on for 11 minutes and 38 seconds. I don't really have much to say. I think it was just kind of like a comedy comedy match, which was pretty entertaining. I won't lie, it was pretty entertaining. I actually liked when Danhausen came out, and then there was like that cloning machine door, and then came out the mini the mini house, and then the Miz started laughing, and then I remember this part where the Miz actually like went down on his knees and was like, "Come on." Funniest moment of the night for me, bro. That was the funniest moment of the night. And then I really liked what's this? I think the mini housing is actually El Torrido or something like that. I think it's El Torrido or something like. I actually know the name, but I don't remember him. I know he was part of that lucha. The one with Kalisto and Sin Cara. I think it's that one, yeah. Or was it the Los Dores? Los Dor. What are they called? Los Dores Ame something. They call something like that, bro. Yeah, I think he's from there, bro. Yeah. So I actually like this match. I actually won't lie. I think this match, it's probably the most, like, if you're not into it, I think you're not gonna love it. And then I really like the chemistry that they actually had, the Miz and both the Miz and Kid Wilson, that they had with the mini housing, because they actually played into it so good, bro. The moves were spot on. I actually enjoyed watching mini housing wrestle. So, like, it was kind of like and something I never expected but actually needed to see, you know. And then I remember there was a moment where mini housing was down, and then Danhausen dragged him dragged him and then tagged himself in, and then I remember they tried to do the "you are cursed," but it was actually countered by Kid Wilson with the mirror, and then it went to the mini housing. Pause. The mini housing, and then the Miz hit a skull crushing finale, which was kind of beautiful. And then we had a moment where Kid Wilson was was taking out the mini housing, and then he put him back into that cloning machine. And that cloning machine will actually activate again, and out comes like other like mini housing, like 5 of them at that point. There it became like a comedy show, like a straight up comedy show, which was kind of like weird to watch, especially from wrestling. But I actually loved it. I actually loved it. And then I think that the finish came with who's this? Mini housing jumping outside, taking out Kid Wilson, and then Danhausen hitting the pun. I think it's called the pun kick or punk kick on the Miz to actually secure the win, which is actually a big win for Danhausen, bro. Great job. I feel like. Oh, also there's a part where Wade Barrett was like livid, like with mini housing doing the wasteland, which is like Wade Barrett's finisher. So he actually did that, and Wade Barrett was just going crazy, calling him a little goblin. But I kind of feel like it was actually a good match. No, I'm not gonna complain, bro. And then the third match, we actually had Trick Williams and Sami Zayn for the United States champion. First thing, I wanna check how long This one went for 12 minutes and 56 seconds. I actually love the pacing of these matches. Excuse me. It's not too much, and they weren't doing like they weren't doing a lot of ads. I love that they weren't doing like a lot of ads, and then it was much more like in ring. So I really liked how the early goings it kind of gave off like the veteran versus the up and comer, with Trick Williams just going straight up babyface. I would say, because when Sami Zayn came out, they actually cheered, especially with Sami Zayn's song "Let's Go." They actually cheered, but as soon as the match started, they started booing Sami Zayn. I actually think that the crowd actually elevated this match to another level, and I feel like the crowd was also like the crowd was actually a great crowd, and then I like that the universe started chanting "Whoop that chick," and then Trick Williams comes in with his lemon pepper steppers along with Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty had like the candy cane that was from the Gingerbread Man, and then Sami Zayn was actually, so as the veteran, Sami Zayn like was using like a lot of like sneaky moves. Sami Zayn was being like that sneaky heel. At one point, he actually went outside just to attack Lil Yachty, and then he kept on just going after Lil Yachty and not focusing on the match, And then I remember a part where Trick Williams actually hit like a beautiful rock bottom, the Uranagi. Like he hit, I think it's called, they called it the book end. He actually hit the book end, which was, it was kind of like a beautiful like book end I've ever seen, bro. And then the match like picked up, and then I actually like even like the in-ring chemistry, bro. And the match went on for some time with some kicks from a bunch of kicks from Trick Williams. I remember he went for that spinning kick, which looked nasty, bro. And then the match kind of came into like the closing part of it, where Trick Williams was looking for another like spinning kick, but Sami Zayn countered into like a beautiful like picture perfect Blue Thunder powerbomb, and then he tried to like win it, but that wasn't enough. And then when Sami Zayn tried to like line up like the running knee, I remember a part where Sami Zayn got his knee like hurt, and then he was just kind of like selling it so that the ref could get distracted, and then he went outside, and then he took the candy cane that Lil Yachty put left right there, and then he hit Trick Williams with it quickly, and then it wasn't enough to, and then tried to get the win, but it wasn't enough. So Lil Yachty actually hit Sami Zayn with the candy stick, and then what's this? Trick Williams tried to go for the cover, but that wasn't it. And then you had a moment where Sami Zayn just turned his attention to Lil Yachty, and then he went outside, and then started hitting Lil Yachty with the candy stick multiple times. And then that's when Trick Williams took the advantage, and then hit like a DDT onto the steel steps, which looked nasty, bro. Actually looked nasty. And then coming towards the end of the match, Sami Zayn hit like a haluva kick on the outside to the rapper Lil Yachty at the back of his head. Sami Zayn went back into the ring, and then Trick Williams would counter and then hit the trick shot for the win, which was like kind of a beautiful trick shot. I'm actually like not a big fan of that move, but I'm starting to get behind it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And then for the next match that we had for the night, we actually had like the best match of the night, which was Io Sky versus Oscar. The match went on for like 18 minutes. So on my side, it's like it was kind of like weird because I was kind of like I actually had like a braai. I actually had a braai this week, so I was kind of like zooming out and zooming in, you know. And then the match was kind of like a nice match. I'm not gonna lie. I actually liked how the in ring was kind of like there were like a lot of strikes. There was a lot of like reversals. There was a lot of like countering, bro. I'm one thing about this match. I don't remember much about it, to be honest, which kind of makes me sound like I'm actually lying or something. But this match I actually like. I think I wasn't paying attention to it, but anytime my eyes were just like locked in on it, the match was kind of good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to check my notes and then see what I wrote. So Io Sky and Oscar, they traded like blows to the outside and then onto like the announce table. And then I remember a point where Oscar tried to go for the mist, but Io Sky actually took Wade Barrett's book and then he blocked it, and then the action went back into the inside where Oscar locked in like an Oscar lock, but somehow Io Sky managed to withstand it, and then turned it into like a near fall. And then Io Sky went to the top of the rope, and then he hit like a picture perfect over the moonsault, winning the match. And it was kind of like a clean match, no shenanigans. And then I really liked like after the match they actually embraced each other. I don't know what if Oscar is leaving the company or not, or whether they gonna be friends again. I'm not sure. I think we're gonna have to see on Raw. And then I wanna move on to the next thing, which was the John Cena segment, which I don't remember how long this segment was, but John Cena actually came in, and then corporate Cena now with the suit, and then he came in to announce the John Cena Classic, which I think it's gonna be like a WWE, like a PLE. I presume. I think it's gonna be like a WWE PLE, like maybe in the middle of like your SummerSlam or something. And then what I can say is I'm not kind of like excited for it, all because it's kind of like if it doesn't affect the storylines, it's not gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? So if let's say, because he also spoke about crowning like a new champion, so there's gonna be like a new champion for this John Cena Classic, and then with the champion being voted on by the fans, I don't know how that is gonna work, because they can actually rig it on their side, most. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They can actually rig it and then book whoever they want to win. So the thing that I actually got out of it was that I actually liked was him saying it's gonna feature NXT superstars and upcoming superstars again, like against veterans, like kind of how he actually did the John Cena's last tournament in what's that in December, where he had his last match, and then we had like Obafemi versus Cody Rhodes. He actually pointed that out. I think he gave Obafemi like 3 shoutouts. Like at at a point he was like trouncing, like doing the over Femi walk, and then it kind of felt like he was actually like taking a shot at Brock Lesnar for actually like beating him at at WrestlePalooza, yeah. And then I don't know, they actually haven't announced any dates, they actually haven't said anything about this, so we're gonna see where this all goes. But I'm kind of like 50-50 on it. I'm kind of leaning towards like I'll probably see, you know. But so far the matches were good. Everything was timed precisely good, and then John Cena had to announce like the next match, which was the main event. So I've noticed like John Cena be coming out before the main event, announcing main event. I think maybe that might be his thing now. Moving on, we had the main event, which went on for 17 minutes and 20 seconds. I actually really like this match. And then we had that majestic Roman Reigns entrance, bro. He like with the championship, bro. Roman Reigns with the championship is back, bro. Dude, it kind of looks so great on him. And then the match was actually like hard hitting. Like I remember the first portion of the match. I will go as far as saying even like the most parts of the match, Jacob Fatu was just kind of like no selling Roman Reigns' moves, and then there was a point where Roman was just hitting like shoulder tackle, and then Jacob Fatu was just standing up immediately after, and then Roman Reigns immediately went for like a Superman punch, and any Superman punch, which Jacob Fatu no sold that one, and then Roman Reigns was kind of shocked, like, what is this thing? And then for the most part, I saw like Jacob Fatu was kind of looking for that Tongan grip, which is like the forbidden move, and then he was trying to like kind of like lose that move like a lot of times. And then Roman Reigns went and hit like a second Superman punch, and then I remember they went like to the outside, and then Jacob Fatu like hit like when Roman Reigns tried to like remove the announce table things there, and then Jacob Fatu hit like hit Roman Reigns with like a power bomb onto the announce table, and then Roman Reigns would actually counter inside the ring with like a beautiful spear, but that wouldn't be it, bro. And then there was a moment where Jacob Fatu tried to where Jacob Fatu actually hit the pop-up Samoan drop, and then he immediately went for like the moonsault, the mighty moonsault, but Roman Reigns kicked out. And then they actually had like a part where they actually started like trading blows and then hitting the boo, yeah, you know, stuff. I feel like after that, that's when Jacob Fatu tried to grab Roman Reigns with the death grip. And then I remember there was a part where Roman Reigns was actually pulling like the ref, which was kind of funny, you know. Roman Reigns was just pulling the ref. And then there was like when Jacob Fatu let go of like the death grip. I remember this part where Roman Reigns went for like the Superman punch. It was like kind of like a beautiful sequence where Roman hit like a beautiful Superman punch, and then tried to like line up like another Superman punch, only for Jacob Fatu to counter with the super kick. And then Roman Reigns tried. Oh no! And then after the super kick, Roman Reigns immediately went for like the what's this? Jacob Fatu immediately went for like the pop-up drop kick, the pop-up Samoan drop, but Roman Reigns hit like a beautiful like Superman punch from the air. So after that's when Roman Reigns like hit a spear. I think he hit 2 spears if I'm not mistaken, to actually like secure the win. And then immediately after Jacob Fatu, like, just he was the first one to get up, and then he immediately was kind of irate at the fact that he actually lost the match. And then there's a post-match beatdown where Jacob Fatu was just immediately went for the ref, and then he hit the ref with the pop-up Samoan drop. No, actually that's not the part. So he actually went insane, and then started attacking Roman Reigns with the Tongan death grip multiple times. And then when the official tried to like interject, the referee also got like destroyed with the pop-up Samoan drop. And then he immediately went for another Tongan grip, death grip, and then came in like Adam Pearce, your Jason Jordan, along with like a few officials, and then Jacob Fatu started like attacking them, bro. I love the fact that there was a point where Adam Pearce was actually holding Jacob Fatu by the braids, like, yeah, you know, kind of like going crazy on him, let him go. And then he sent like Adam Pearce to the outside, which was kind of funny, bro. And then he actually also liked how he went for the death grip. It's like he hits like a nice like jump, as if it's like a jaguar like attack, which was kind of like a nice like transition to like that move, you know. And then the match actually ends with Jacob Fatu standing tall in this, standing tall with the WWE World Heavyweight Champion on top of Roman Reigns. The officials like trying to like pull Roman Reigns out of the situation. Overall, I think the match was kind of great. It wasn't anything too bad. I think if you wanna like nitpick, I think there is some stuff to nitpick at, like Jacob maybe not selling, but I think it actually fits his character, you know, the Samoan werewolf. He's supposed to be like this dangerous person, you know, and he actually like got a chance to demonstrate this power of Jacob Fatu, you know. And then I also liked how I also want to mention, I also liked Kit Wilson getting like a PLE match. It's kind of like a great thing, bro, you know. Overall, I think the entire PLE was actually solid, bro. The matches were actually flowing really good. I feel like I'm gonna rewatch the Io versus Oscar match again. I think I actually didn't watch that one like I didn't really watch it like too much, you know. Like it was kind of like I was actually zooming out and zooming in, and it was kind of like 4 a.m. if I'm not mistaken, you know. But overall, this was a great PLE, great crowd, great matches. The winners, I feel like they actually chose the correct winners on everything. Yeah, I believe they actually chose the correct winner. I don't know if Jacob Fatu might win. Maybe they might continue the rivalry, and then maybe he might win it. They might win the title after. Maybe, let's say, what's next? I don't know what's next. Clash. Is it Clash? Where is Cody and Gunther facing? I think it's Clash. But yeah. Anyways, gang, I don't wanna waste too much time. I think I've said all I wanted to say. I'm gonna say real talk. I think you can call this real talk. Bantol. I don't want to waste your time. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces. I'm out.